All right. Welcome to the Habit-Based Lifestyle Podcast. I'm your host, Jesse Ewell. Today, we're going to be talking about a experience I had.
You are tuning in to the Habit-Based Lifestyle Podcast with your host, Jesse Ewell. This is the Habit-Based Lifestyle. Let's go.
And I was in the middle of a fast. And I was supposed to be getting my blood work done. This just happened a couple days ago. Actually, yesterday morning, I was supposed to get my blood work done. My goal was to fast like 96 hours. I was supposed to get my blood work done yesterday, and my paperwork wasn't ready. So when I went to leave to get my blood work, I realized it wasn't ready. I had to wait another 24 hours. So that I could be in a fasted state. My goal was to fast, for I think it was like 86 hours, and then get my blood work done, finish out the day, and then eat the end of the day. And then I recognized I had to go longer because I didn't check the details. So the point of this episode and the thing I want to talk about today is details matter. Now, if you're new to this show, one of the things that I've been doing every month in 2024 is fasting. All the fasts I've done every month this year have went between 86 hours and 110 hours. So today I wrapped up 110 hours, which is equal to the longest time I've done it. I've done it one other time where I went 110 hours. But, I want to talk today about, paying attention to the details. So, we often set goals, we set outcomes, we have these things in mind that we want to accomplish, but we can get easily sidetracked. We can forget about details. And in doing that, we miss out on small things. Like for me, I missed out on a couple small details. I missed out on having my blood work ready, having my paperwork ready so that I could go get that done. Not a huge deal, but it definitely messed with my mind a little bit yesterday, knowing that, hey, I've been looking forward to a meal and I'm going to have to put it off for another, 12, 14 hours. And so, it turned into 24 hours because, yesterday morning I wasn't going to eat, obviously, but in the evening I was. So I just ended up going, until today. But a lot of times I think these are things that show up in business. They show up in marriage, where we are, we've set a goal. We have something in place that we're working towards, yet we don't pay attention to the details, and the details come back and bite us, and I think about this last quarter. I've accomplished a lot of things. I'll be doing another episode when I get back from my anniversary trip in Mexico that I'm taking with my wife, 19 years in marriage. But I'll be talking more in depth about this and how we sometimes don't pay attention to the details. Now, rightfully so, you might be thinking, well, hey, you're fasting, you're doing all these things, but I've really been on a specific program for the last 90 days. I got 3 days left where I've really, tried to take my health and my body to the next level. And, there's some details in there that you can forget. And so I think maybe one of the biggest lessons that I've learned just in the last couple of days is no matter how big the goal is, the details are more important the bigger the goal. And what that means is there's a lot, hey, you can't eat for another 24 hours, right? So like we have to be willing to adjust our goals. We have to be willing to adjust things around our goals and support us so that we can actually hit them, because it would have just been easy to be like, you know what, screw it. I'm just going to eat and not fast. But that wasn't the goal that I had in mind. And so rather than adjust the goal, adjust, the things supporting it. And so, hey, if I got to go another 24 hours, if I got to go another 36, I'm going to do whatever it takes, because that was the goal that I put in place. And I think sometimes we can adjust our goals too much to where, yeah, maybe we adjust our goals, but then we don't really feel like we hit them because we adjusted them so much to where it's not even the same goal we originally had. And so when I think of this is like, hey, how committed are you to your goals? Are you committed enough to go another 24 hours? You committed enough to go another 36? I kind of think of it even like a cold plunge. It's like, hey, you set a time of going in for 5 minutes. You feel like quitting at around like 30 seconds to 60. Then you kind of settle into it and you realize 3-4 minutes in, hey, this is actually kind of comfortable. And then you get to your time at 5 minutes and you're like, I wonder if I could go another 30 seconds. I wonder if I could push it to another minute and just go 6 minutes. And you start really playing with your resilience. And what that means is like you play with your resilience. Like, how resilient are you? Can you keep going? Can you, stretch and push your resilience out to where, you can actually go longer than you think you can. Okay. And so when I think of this is like, number one, details matter. So yes, having my blood work ready, having my stuff filled out, those are details that I need to pay attention to, but also too, being resilient enough to focus on the goal instead of focusing on the feelings. And I think it's easy to get caught up in feelings, and it's easy to get, basically feelings are like I don't even want to say they're a mirror. They're like a temporary speed bump or like a temporary piece of glass that it kind of gets in your way, but you can really just break through it. And it gives you the opportunity to begin to do that because this glass is breakable. You can see through the other side. It's something temporary. Feelings are temporary. Goals can last a lifetime. Commitments can last a lifetime. And I think the important thing with that is when you are setting goals, feelings are going to come up. If we live by our feelings, then a lot of times we don't feel like doing things. Like, think about it. Every single day, you're waking up and you're wanting to go to the gym. I would say probably half those times, I may not feel like I want to go work out. I want to get up. But here's what I always know. I always feel better after a workout than I do when I skip a workout. Now, I can't really remember the last time I skipped a workout, but I always feel better when I finish working out than I do if I decide I'm not going to go work out. So I've made up my mind that this is a non-negotiable in my life, and this is something that I'm truly committed to long term, because I know that if I live by feelings, my feelings are going to lie to me. I'm not going to be resilient. Resiliency is like, hey, no matter what you feel, you're still going to get the work done. You're still going to do the work. You're still going to stay committed to the goal. And that's really what resilience is. It's like knowing that maybe you want to quit, maybe you don't feel like doing something, but you do it anyways. The last part of this is, really thinking about it this way is like, work harder, work as hard as you can when no one's watching, but also feel like when you are working, there's thousands of people watching. So, work. It's like getting in the cold plunge. Like, dude, if I'm standing outside the cold plunge and I got people watching me, if I'm supposed to be fasting for 24 hours, like imagine if I had a camera on me and people were saying, oh, dude, he can't make it to 96 hours. He can't make it to 110. So like there's always that feeling in the back of your mind that people are watching what you're doing, so you don't cut corners, you don't take shortcuts, and you don't live by your feelings. You actually live by just really committing to, your goals, committing to the work, and you become resilient in that. And so, the last couple weeks, I've really been committed back to the cold plunge. It's helped me kind of see areas that maybe I haven't been as resilient by not doing it. But now I'm starting to see that resiliency come back, even in working out. Like, hey, not everybody's going to feel like working out, but I think that's even an overused thing. Is like, dude, okay, big deal. Like, I don't feel like getting out of bed. Okay, cool. But you're going to get out of bed anyways. I don't feel like doing marketing. Okay, but I know it's going to be healthy for my business. I'm going to do it anyways. I'm going to go work out because I know regardless, it's always going to benefit my body more by doing it than not doing it. And so if I can keep those commitments, if I can keep those goals, I can keep that resiliency in that, then I'm going to eventually get to where I want to be. So you guys are listening to this, the key lesson in this, number one, yes, details matters. Pay attention to details, look for opportunities to improve. Don't live by your feelings. Focus on the overall goal. And then number two was be resilient. Number three was to really focus in on your goals, what you want to accomplish, and, not living by your feelings, because it's easy to get sidetracked. It's easy to fall off. But I believe this is one of the most committed places we can be. So if you guys have any questions coming out in the next couple of weeks, I'll be talking about my 90-day challenge. Some really cool things happen. I'm going to be breaking down my health stuff. I'm actually going to bring on a guest and talk about some of the stuff we did, some of the stuff I was able to do, and hopefully it'll inspire you guys to take your health and other areas of your life to the next level. If you guys have any questions, check out my new Instagram. It's at Jesse Ewell Official. Go into the show notes, click on it, send me a friend request, send me a follow, send me a message. Hey, I heard your podcast. I followed you. Would love to get in contact with you. Also, if you want to email me, jesse@habitbasedlifestyle.com. Would love to see what you're up to. Until next episode, have a great day.
You are tuning in to the Habit-Based Lifestyle Podcast with your host, Jesse Ewell. This is the Habit-Based Lifestyle. Let's go.